LGE, they shatter everyone's hopes last season, where they rolled through Contenders China. It was not close. If anything, Bilibili was the closest team that gave them a fight. Then they go to Showdown and just explode. They lose China's spot. They come back. They have a struggle. They struggle through the season. Hacker retires, right? You don't have your sort of face of the team anymore, and you eliminate T1W.GZA in the quarterfinals.
So impressive.
LGE, if they somehow make it to Gauntlet, after losing the one Gauntlet spot for China, man, what a story that would be.
Yeah. I mean, that's the redemption arc for them. I mean, we're already in game here, so we'll see after this. But, you know, nothing's really happened yet. Just a lot of poke between these two teams. But now, Molly and Merit will come on in, and LGE.Huya, well, they'll get a bit of a start here, Kenobi. They'll get a bit of a start.
So for both of these teams, this is rather standard from what we've seen from them from the previous quarterfinal matchups. For Bilibili, they were playing a lot more towards this Mei Reaper composition, whereas Lingon Esports have been playing more towards this Mei Hanzo. Now with Reaper in the lineup, the Ice Pick composition, I think it's called right now. So it's going to be a test of, you know, these two different compositions, and also the fact that Lingon Esports, they're going to have Sven on that Roadhog, so they have the ability to have that halt hook insta kill capability right now. But again, Yakumo is going to have to be very important, because Yakumo's going to have the Mei Wall, and Mei Wall is very good at dealing with these types of one-shot kill potential.
However, Dragon Strike up top. BLG taking a lot of damage there. Once his Immortality Field will be killed by the wonderful Coalescence there, of Coldest, but would have liked to have it there because Shy now is dead. However, Blizzard tossed in from Yakumo.
Big Blizzard.
Members in, absolutely massive. Can they follow up? Yes, they will. 3 kills for them. Now there's going to be a counter Blizzard coming through. I'm not too sure about this one, honestly, from Kami here.
Yeah, that's definitely one Kami is going to want to have back. Gets absolutely
could be
value.
Swapping. Could be swapping.
I mean, he could be swapping as well, but again, if you're going to swap, it makes a little bit more sense. But if you're not going to swap, then this gets no value. It basically gets you maybe 3% more on the docket for your percentage charges. Yakumo's going to go down to Merit. That's a pretty big pick to start this off.
Yeah. Speaking of picks, you know, Merit, of course, that new pickup, because Hacker did, of course, retire, as we talked about before, but he will die now to Zijin's self-destruct. Now pushing back on through here will be Bilibili, and they will continue to hold on despite losing Yakumo so early there.
Yeah, that was really well played, actually, from the side of Bilibili Gaming. You know, the bomb came out. They didn't really... The thing about Bilibili Gaming is they never really panic, right? They lose Yakumo very early in the fight, but then they just say, okay, we have some ultimates. We have we have Coalescence from Coldest as well, so we can sustain a little bit longer.
Dragon Strike. Ooh, Merit tosses it in. Hear a lot of ticks there, but no kills quite yet. Yakumo dead once more early on. Yakumo's just been dying very, very early here in all these fights. Shy going for the Death Blossom, shut down completely and utterly there. So LGE will just take that fight very cleanly.
Yeah, Merit's looking pretty good. I mean, in the quarterfinal matchup against T1W, Merit wasn't really show up as much. He had some pretty good moments on the McCree, but his Hanzo here looking pretty good in this composition. He's been able to pick off Yakumo at the start of fights pretty early on those last 2 fights. So yeah, Merit pretty much bringing his stuff to the table right now and showing us what he can do on this Hanzo, as Bilibili Gaming is going to come back and try and recontest.
And that makes up for Kami's Blizzard, right? Because now he's got another one available, so he can toss this one in, look to find value with it, and Mika will be caught as a result. So despite that first Blizzard unfortunately going to waste, ooh!
That was a nice TP.
That was a cool juke.
That was pretty sick.
Okay, Shy, I see that. That was impressive. I had to hold what I was saying, because that was just really cool. But you know, he makes up for it because Merit's pretty cracked.
Yeah, but this is 90% right now, so this is last fight territory. Here's the Dragon Strike coming out from Merit. Doesn't get anything just yet.
Zijin half HP down, but the Coalescence is just going to make up for Coldest, who's been farming these up very quickly. The Dividing Wall comes through escape it, and then Shy going down right after that as well. This is almost a worst case. This is a worst case scenario now, as Zijin will fall as well. Yakumo does have the Blizzard, but nothing as a result of that because of Molly's Transcendence. Down, Yakumo falls, and now, well,
that's just a matter of time. There's the wall, and it looks like LGE.Huya going to be taking this first point here on Mecha Base, and Bilibili Gaming looking a bit shaky with this composition. I mean, they played BTRG last in quarterfinals. BTRG, as we talked about, basically didn't load into the servers, so there was not a lot to gain from the fact that they played BTRG with this composition, but some some mistakes happening. Yakumo getting caught out twice when he shouldn't have. Shy not really gaining the value that he would like to be gaining on Reaper. Shy as a player, I don't think Reaper fits his playstyle as much as, you know, something like his Widowmaker, something like his Tracer. He likes to play more of those hit scan heroes. Reaper at this moment is very strong, but if you're not getting the value out of the Reaper that you're getting from something like a Widowmaker, or even like a Hanzo, I would have liked to have seen the Hanzo more from Shy there. So looks like here they're going to be switching it up, going to be putting Shy on that Widowmaker like I talked about, and they're going to be changing up their support line a little bit. Mika going to be on that Baptiste, or as Coldest is going to be on that Zenyatta. So Coldest going back to his roots on the Zenyatta. He's one of the best Zenyatas in the region, if not the best, so going to be going up against Molly.
And it's really interesting that we're seeing a lot of Baptiste play. I mean, in Team CC LGD match, Halto comes through there, and Zijin will just go down right off the bat, but just going back to that, we've seen a ton of Baptiste play, and it's been very, very impactful. The Immortality fields have been really clutch coming through from a lot of these main supports. So, we'll see who the better Baptiste is in this matchup here between Mika and Lensa.
I mean, you see so far, Lenksa is already close towards that amplification matrix. Because Mika only 40% towards here. So here, Lenksa definitely winning the duel at the start, and Shy still not getting the value that he would like to on that Widowmaker. Got caught out pretty early in that, pretty late in that last fight. But there you go, gets Merit finally.
That's a big opener because Merit has been such a terror on that Hanzo. And this is where Shy shines right here. This is it. This is where he is most comfortable. And he is free to absolutely go wild onto LGE there. He does go down to Kami, but he can rest easy knowing he won that fight almost single-handedly for Bilibili.
I think he heard me through like the ether. He's like, oh, Kenobi saying stuff about my Widow not getting value. I need to go ahead and get the 4K by myself and win this fight back for us. And as soon as Merit is dead, he just has free reign over the entire battlefield, and he makes the most of it. Yeah, and it's really nice to see Shy back on Widowmaker. We saw him again on the Reaper, didn't get as much value, but this is one of those heroes that he likes to play a lot. We didn't get to see it too much this season because he was more flexing towards the Tracer and stuff like that, as we just hear dinks all the time from Shy's POV here.
Lingon playing with fire, flirting with danger there. Need to be very careful with that Infrasight. Oh, and again, Merit is dead. Okay, Shy, are you gonna get another 3K or are you gonna get another 4K here? Let's see if he can get it. He gets one shot, the body shot into Molly here, who ducks back around the corner. But LGE, they're stalled up here. They can't really push out of this corner without that Hanzo. It's gonna be so hard. They're missing so much damage, and all Shy needs to do really is just, you know, as terrible as it sounds, you just really need to spawn camp Merit here and just not allow him to get back to the team. Zijin opens things up onto Sven as well, and LGE will once again have the door closed in their face. BLG looking a lot more solid here on Shrine.
Yeah, I mean, this wide flank from Shy is causing so many problems for the side of Lingon Esports. Yeah, you get so many sightlines for free, and they have to always rotate towards that room to the right, as Merit is finally going to get the refrag back onto Shy, so that's pretty big. Lingon Esports definitely can recontest with the ultimates they have.
They need to push in now, though, because Shy is respawning, and, you know, the grapple hook does allow you to rotate back into the fight just a little bit quicker here. Dragon Strike in. Zijin will fall to that, as well as Sven's damage himself. Blizzard available. Don't know if Yakima wants to toss this one down. No, does use it. Okay, they're full investing into this fight, Kenobi, so they better have something good here. J-Mac just sits in the corner, sits behind the wall, and, well, Molly counteracts it with a Transcendence of his own. Unless, barring some miracle play from Shy, yeah, LGE wins this.
So it's not the worst thing that he used his Blizzard there. I mean, they're not going to have it for the next fight. They are at 99. They're not going to have it for the next fight where Kami's going to have his, but you did force out some ultimates yourself. You got rid of the bongos. You got rid of the Transcendence as well. So it's not the worst case scenario for the side of BLG that they used that Blizzard, but you probably are going to want to have that one back, all things considered.
Good halt hook. However, Yakima just counteracts that. Ooh, Kami taking a lot of damage. Nice Blizzard. Wait, no! It lands on top. Okay, it is a sphere. I wonder if it still hits them there. Well, I guess you won't find out because BLG just gets the double kill, but that's a little bit unfortunate there from Lingon.
Yeah. The geometry of the map not really helping him out there. Shy trying to do it with Lenksa, gonna get the kill, and this is gonna be BLG taking this point, and they're probably going to be taking this round 2. Just some last formalities and kills to take care of as they're gonna take this point back.
They're just signing the letter right now and sending it over to Lingon Esports. By the way, you guys lost.
Crossing their T's, dotting their I's.
In this case, clicking the heads, but Yakumo gets the freeze there onto J-Max. Sven comes through with a whole hog, gets a kill. Okay, there might be something here if Bilibili keeps dying like this, but there you go. Merit's dead now. Doomfist
Blizzard.
in. Blizzard out onto the field, just kind of kited for the time being. Bongo's in. There you go. There we go.
They finally do it.
Yeah, it lasted maybe a little bit longer than it should have, but let that just tell you at least how close this game is so far.
And we're going to be going now to
1-1.
downtown 1-1. And this actually, I think this map would probably favor, it's going to favor BLG a little bit more than it is going to favor Lingon Esports, because we've seen Merit play the Widowmaker. We haven't seen him play a lot. His hit scan has looked pretty good in the quarterfinals, but here I'm not so sure. I haven't seen enough of this player. He was on Team Griffin beforehand in Korean trials and Korean contenders, also on Kongdu. But we haven't seen him have these Widowmaker performance that we've seen like Shy in that last map. We saw him solo carry fights. So this is a map for Lingon Esports where this is where Merit can do something like that. But for Bilibili Gaming, it looks like they're going to be sticking towards a more standard composition. Shy back on the Reaper May, and then with the Orisa and the Diva as the tank line. So they're going to be trying to take more of the point presence instead of just fighting the Widow 1v1.
Okay, Shy swaps over into the Tracer here, so this is something we haven't seen from... Okay, Bilibili, full swapping. So they go over to the more of the hamster composition with the double flanker. So Sombra Tracer, it's going to be interesting to see how they try and play around that. They don't really have a lot of long-range damage, so it's going to be hard to dismantle Kami here, and Merit as well if he's up on the high ground, but we'll see how Bilibili plays around this.
Yeah, I think they're going to wait until... So the point's going to be capped by Lingon Esports here, but both the flankers are going to try and get into the backline the best they can. They can't really pressure out Merit. That's the one thing you're going to have over Zijin or someone like that go up there, but they're going to try and win the ground game the best they can. Maybe get a hack onto the Pharah and get her out of the air early.
Shy's honestly just been kind of aimlessly blinking around the fight so far. He can't find any value. He can't find any real target to initiate on, to commit to, because Molly, of course, is just annoying to kill, all right, as if you are that Tracer. Moira, but Mika is going to be the one to contest the Widowmaker, it seems, takes the 1v1, wins the 1v1, and now you have your opening here, so Shy can more efficiently, I suppose, commit to a target now. He just needs to find that opportunity, and again, no real opening, but there you go. There it is. Lensa very, very low, sniped out with the Coalescence. BLG should win this fight by all accounts here, however. Shy fragged out upon Zijin, needs to be kept alive by Cold, has been doing a good job so far, but Molly with the double kill Coalescence, not something you see every day. And LGE.Huya will hold on, and that fight lasted so long, they're already at 60% here, Kenobi. It's looking good for them.
Yeah, this is not looking good at all for the side of Bilibili Gaming, though, Rien. I mean, Kami's going to have his barrage ready for him in this next fight. Luckily enough, Yakumo is going to be able to have this EMP, so if the barrage comes out, they're going to have something to stop and counteract it, as well as the sound barrier from Mika. So hopefully that's going to definitely help them, as Shy has switched over to the McCree to try and put some more pressure onto Kami.
They need to. Because Kami, that last fight, 100% uncontested, and just dealt so much damage. Even if he wasn't appearing in the kill feed, if it was Molly, still the damage from Kami makes a huge, huge impact with those direct hits and just the splash damage rockets. So Billy swapping on over to this Orisa. We're going to see if Shy can find anything with this McCree Coldest Coalescence in. They kind of layer the support ultimates just a little bit, trying to find a lot of value with it, and they do. Shy will kill Kami here and taking the 1v1 as Coldest against Merit, and 1v1ing a Moira is a very hard thing. They have so many tools. Coalescence, nice one from Shy. Shot after shot. He's getting revenge for sure, but it's not over yet for Bilibili. 99% for Lingon, and they're just going to swap on over to this full bunker composition.
Yeah, I actually really like this from Lingon. They're gonna forego completely the barrage, because right now the barrage isn't gonna. They know it's not gonna get the greatest value, because Yakumo has to, at this point, they've read that Yakumo has to have EMP, so Yakumo could easily just get rid of anything that barrage was gonna be doing.
Okay, here we go. Kiting it is Shy. His high noon is completely now 5-man EMP onto Lingon. And Bilibili, you know, they're just counteracting that EMP from LGE with one of their own here. Coalescence in from the side, looking to deal some damage, open things up.
Shy's
looking to heal yourself or deal some damage. And, well, Molly, he says, why not both? J-Mac gets the first kill onto Shy, and that is a lot of damage lost. Oh, Zijin comes back in. Double kill bomb. It is not quite over yet for BLG. They are still in this fight. What a bomb. What a bomb indeed. Was that a halt bomb? Or was it just a raw vanilla bomb? I couldn't catch it, but...
Yeah, I wasn't sure. It was out behind the geometry, so I'm not exactly sure.
I'm going to credit that one to Zijin. I'm going to credit that one to
Yeah, let's give that one to... sometimes
we'll go over the VOD later.
Deserve it, but Bilibili Gaming, Shy going back onto the Reaper. A lot of hero chests, like lafon was talking about, like we talked about in that last game, happening here. Shy going to go back to the Reaper to try and do the 1v1 with Kami, so it's mirror compositions all around from both of these teams. And not a lot of ultimates to speak of. Really Merit the closest one. Let's see what he can do with it.
And that is a fight-winning ultimate in and of itself, especially in Bunker when everyone's grouped up together. I mean, we talked about that in Goats a lot as well. 3-3, everyone's grouped up, so EMP is such an impactful ultimate. Same thing for Bunker, because everyone plays together like that, and now Merit's got it, comes in, 5-man. Mika!
Nice dodge! Really good dodge.
So incredibly well. And now BLG able to come back right away over in Shy, getting the 2 kills to start things off. Bilibili holding it down on downtown here. And LGE, not a whole lot left for them at this point here. Lenzo with the soundbar of his own, but Mika, so good on that Lucio. So good. Dodging that EMP, winning that fight single-handedly for Bilibili. Incredible support play.
And Mika has always been out of the support duo as Bilibili takes this first game. Out of the support duo, Mika has always been the kind of the quieter of the two. Coldest we know as being this kind of Jonak-esque player for Chinese contenders, but Mika there, that dodge saves their entire round, because if he gets hit by that, there's no sound barrier. Everyone's going to go down as a 6-man, but he's able to dodge, and he's able to he's able to sustain his team throughout that last fight. So incredible play from Mika, and presence of mind avoiding that EMP.
Exactly. I mean, we have the luxury of the the spectator client. I had no clue where Mika was that whole time.
No, I didn't either.
So we have such a good view, and still he's invisible. So, I mean, you'd think he's playing maybe Sombra or something, because with that invisibility. But lafon, we'll bring you back in here. Let's talk about what this series, because this has been exciting.
Yeah, I think this has been a really good series, actually. And I think one of the things, we haven't had a chance to really talk about it at the beginning, but Merit, I think, is probably someone we have to highlight a ton, because he was really good in this matchup.
I mean, you're seeing it here.
Yeah, I mean, here in the highlight pack. But one thing
this shot is nuts, dude.
Like, so good.
Shy was crazy.
Merit, we said how can he integrate? How can he integrate into this roster? And if he's showing that he can actually do it. Open up with the Hanzo look pretty good. Shy, I think his Widowmaker has improved too, right? This is a Shy that the Widowmaker historically has not been one of his, shall we say, lights out characters. Very good at it, but I would not say it's sort of his marking, his defining mark. But he's looking really strong on the Widowmaker here. And for Bilibili, they need Shy to continue with this consistency to go up. And I think one thing before we head into map number 2, there is actually something we can talk about in terms of how Bilibili play the game. And this is consistent from their last season in Contenders as well, is that they play a very standard style of Overwatch that we see in Overwatch League a ton, right? And when it comes to scouting, you don't have a ton of resources, a ton of time, but with Bilibili, you kind of know what you're going to get. So you have to give advantage to LGE in this regard. We don't really know what LGE is going to bring to the table in terms of how they do their rotations, while Bilibili, we know exactly what they're going to do.
Very true. Well, we're going to see map 2 right after this break. Welcome back to what has been a great match so far. BLG taking that map over, Busan rather, over LGE.Huya 2-1. Very, very close match, shall I say. And now let's move on to Volskaya. Going to be our 2CP map of the day. Who does this favor, do you think, Kenobi?
It's interesting, because I wonder if we're going to be seeing some Widowmaker from both these teams. Volskaya has always been a map where we've seen some Widowmaker play, especially on A. You have sometimes the ability to get those really nice sight lines, especially from the defenses. It's going to be Mei Hanzo. This is the ice pick composition. I'm going to guess that this is going to be... I'm not going to actually wait, because I don't want to be wrong. Okay. But yeah, it is okay. It is going to be BLG running the Mei Hanzo. And on the defense, like I talked about, Merit's going to be on that Widowmaker. So it's going to be Widowmaker versus a Hanzo here. One of them, Widowmaker has a little bit better time with the sightlines here on defense, and has that, one-shot pick potential.
Oh, the halter comes through. J-Mac will just be eaten up by BLG. They now make their way onto the point. Nice wall. This is going to give Bilibili just a lot of percentage here. Oh, and they try to fake him out there too with that dropping that wall and then Halt hooking them through that. But
Shy's
didn't work out. But Shy does go down to Sven there, who's on a bit of a... Shy was playing very split from the team, from Bilibili, so Sven just moves over to the side and takes advantage of that here. Now you're going to see the hook onto... Ooh, good immortality field. That was a fantastic immortality field coming through by Linksa there to keep Kami alive and kicking. which is so important because May such an incredible stalling hero. However, yeah, I was about to say they need to get on the point here. 98.4% is not is a little bit worrying if LGE doesn't hop on right now. 2 kills come through. Oh, Sven!
Oh!
Sven dumps the whole hog there, but he gets frozen right away, so that ultimate will just vanish into the ether here. We're seeing Amplification Matrix come out. They just need to deal with that Immortality Field. Langston will get the kill through onto his counterpart, and actually will continue to do so. Yakumo, though, comes back in and refrags triple. LGE.Huya, it's just Merit. He's 1 HP. Look at Shy hiding behind the body of Yakumo there, but... Oh, this is scary. This is like a horror movie if you're Merit.
Oh, he's okay. He's gone. Oh, man. He tried.
That's a
like
that's a
soldier.
WM1 moment right now.
He's like the soldier at like the end of the movie that's just like bleeding, and you're just trying to get back on the point, and then it ends up just doesn't working. You're trying to crawl through the trenches, and now Bilibili Gaming going into this next push, they have some ultimates to their name. The biggest thing that they have is they have the Blizzard. So Blizzard, especially on this point C, very, very good. But on the other thing, luckily enough for LGE rather, they have the Transcendence, which is probably one of the best counters towards that Blizzard.
Oh, Zijin with just a bit of a flanking whole hog here, trying to isolate targets, and they isolate both Molly and Sven. Now they're in their backline. Bilibili can just move in and just decimate them, wipe the floor. Coldest dies though, which is you know, a bit of a blow. PLG perhaps should have full committed to getting these kills, but oh no, you can't run, you can't hide. Double kill comes through for Bilibili. Again, like you said, they're kill chasing there. Merritt and Molly.
Yeah, they go way too deep for that kill. Like that kill, the rest of the team was split up. It was basically just the Zijin going after those players in the backline. Sure, you got the kills, but then the rest of your team died for basically nothing there. You weren't able to put any pressure on the point, so kills might not have been worth it at that point. As we're going to be seeing Shy take a really long flank to the left side here through that Mega Room.
And if you do want to go for that, then your team needs to full commit. They did not full commit, they did not get the kills quickly, and thus they lost. Well, it's just that's just how it goes sometimes. That it really is just how it be. But Kami comes in here. Double Blizzard, actually, from both of the Mays. Perhaps a higher value freeze comes through from Bilibili. There's just not in the position to follow up on it. Merritt will get the frag onto Shy. And then Molly follows up onto it. That'll be the fight there going to LGE.Huya. And again, Merritt, let's talk about him for a moment here. Again, this new pickup because of Hacker's retirement. And he's meshing really well with LGE.Huya. And he's finding a ton of value, too.
Yeah, he offers a lot of flexibility that obviously Hacker didn't give to the side of LGE.Huya because he was a somber player only through and through. But on that last fight, the thing I really liked there was Kami's Blizzard. Kami hit a really nice zoning Blizzard to negate a lot of the follow-up that was going to be coming from the side of Bilibili Gaming. He cut off the area that Bilibili Gaming could walk into the Blizzard and get those kills. So Kami really showing up as well. We talk a lot about Merit and about being this new player on the team, but Kami is finally unshackled from playing Brigitte and is now able to play that DPS, and he's looking really good on it.
Yeah, Zijin, watch your step there, buddy. You don't want to jump right into that Dragon Strike.
Swan dive into the Dragon Strike.
Yeah, it's just like, it's beckoning him. Okay.
What a jump.
Barely avoided that one. Yeah, Merit was around the corner, I think, for just one frame. But J-Mac here, tossed away from the team. Blasting off again is him. And Bilibili just kind of forced their way onto the point here as a result of that. And well, it's not looking too good for LGE here. They make the swaps over. Good wall comes through. Doesn't block Molly, though. He still moves himself onto the point. But J-Mac just dies instantly, and that'll be the point going over to Bilibili. However, good work from LGE.Huya in drawing time off the clock. They had a couple solid defenses, so it's not the worst-case scenario.
Yeah, Shy has really come alive in these last couple of fights. I mean, on the Hanzo there, you're seeing just how much better it's looking than the Reaper. This Ice Pick composition from BLG looking a lot better than their May Reaper composition.
Yep, Lafon, we'll bring you on in here. Let's talk about this 2C people we've seen so far.
I think you guys made a really good point about that one fight where, you know, kill chasing is exactly what Bilibili was doing. It's a mistake in my opinion because, you know, they're out of position there, right? Those two players are out of position. It was the Zen and it was the and the Roadhog. They were not going to do anything in that backline, so no real point to chase. And I think this is kind of the thing. You know, we said Bilibili plays standard, but that was not a standard play. In fact, it wasn't much of a play at all. I think for Bilibili, you know, they do capture it out, but there's a little bit of gaps here and there. And I think, you know, if you're LGE, they're 1 or 2 fights away from bringing this one back into their favor. I don't think this is as far away as we would have liked to see from Bilibili and LGE. You know, I think Merit has been pretty consistent. If you can get, you know, your DPS duo to kind of just give you some more of that room to work with, you know, Bilibili could be in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah.
And I think
That's,
the other thing
dangerous.
for LGE as well is that Kami, like I talked about it briefly in the cast, Kami looks great. I think
Actually,
May is looking pretty incredible so far. Like at that one blizzard, it didn't freeze anyone, but the fact that he's able to understand that it zones out everyone from the because that's a 5-man blizzard that BLG hits right there. If there's no counter blizzard to that, everyone dies and they take that point much quicker.
And, you know, with the retirement of Hacker, Kami has been unlocked to do a lot more work, so he's looking great already.
Unshackled. All right, Olafon, we'll see you after.
He's out of brick jail.
This thrilling,
finally.
Thrilling Volskaya. Yep.
And the thing about Kami too is that Kami has always been a player that has kind of been the Scottie Pippen to another Michael Jordan. When we first started covering Chinese contenders, he was mostly the player who was behind Undead, and then now has always had these other players ahead of him. At the time, Hacker last season. And then when it was Goats meta, he was just stuck on Brig. Now that he's able to flex onto more DPS picks, he looks a lot better.
Oh yeah, and I mean, you know, he's like I love from
Merit.
And he's fully unshackled now. His powers are unleashed. Yakumo goes down right off the bat. Merit again, so impactful here on this Hanzo, just hitting shot after shot. I mean, that first Sonic arrow, so much information given to LGE. They know exactly how they want to approach it, and this is just clearly a well-planned attack, taking so many angles. Look at this, Merit just trapping them in the room. Nothing you could do against this. That was super clean from LGE.
Yeah, Merit is looking really good. I mean, you can see the difference just now of the hot shots he's hitting. He's already has the Dragon Strike. Shy only 65%, so Merit is winning the 1v1 now against Shy, who we regard as the best DPS in the region right now, the best Chinese DPS at least. So Lingon Esports coming into this next fight, they have snowball potential for sure.
Yeah, speaking of snowball potential, Kami, not quite to that Blizzard quite yet, but you know, it is an ultimate you can charge rather quickly if you hit those ice picks. No? Amplification Matrix comes in through though for Mika, and they will use that to their advantage. Supports will combine their powers and take Sven down. Amplification Matrix, I would assume, combined with the Discord, is a lot of damage going on too, especially such a squishy target or a big target like Hog, not squishy.
Yeah, I mean, you're just going to melt through that Hog, and Bilibili Gaming is able to stop the snowball from happening. Shy is going to get Lengsa on the way out, so a little bit more time milked off the clock, but this is still 5 minutes for the side of Lingon Esports and Huya to take this point, and with the time bank that Bilibili Gaming had only 2 minutes, if you are able to snowball and maybe get like a 4-minute
Shy.
Too
far forward.
Not good, but the respawns are close, so it should be okay. Yeah. Shy should be able to get back into this point in time. Not the worst thing to happen to the side of Bilibili Gaming.
He does allow Merit a little bit of ground here over onto the side, and gives him an angle. You see he's tossing the Sonic Arrow there to make sure that, you know, Shy doesn't try to move on to an off angle and catch him there. Good hook by Zijin, and Yakumo will follow up on that. So Bilibili will be able to hold strong here, and this is what they need. Again, that time ticking down now, so they've got it down to the 4-minute mark.
And Zijin looking really good on this Roadhog so far. His combinations with Over have been pretty good on those halt hooks as well. So there we go. He's asking for the elevator. He's like pressing the button, and then May just comes down. Ding! Here you go, Zijin. Come back up to the top with the rest of us. Says Bilibili Game gonna take this high ground now. The wall goes onto the elevator, so not gonna get the greatest value because it's just gonna move down.
That's a little bit goofy there coming through from LGE. Halt hook denied by that wall there, because Zijin would have 100% died from that unless clutch amplification immortality field came through again. These walls, great work from both these teams in shutting down. They know exactly how to play around these compositions, and it's just you're poking and prodding, trying to find an opening here. Shy, this is a great reaction. He tosses it in. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say to kill the supercharger, but it doesn't even hit the supercharger, so a little unfortunate for him. Kami now tossing in that Blizzard. Good wall cutting off the line of escape, and it's going to allow them to get the kills they need. Sven now frozen up. Needs to be careful himself, but Bilibili, again, no one in position to follow up on that. And LGE has been so good at shutting these down. Kami trying to get that freeze there, but Mika just jumps up into the air. However, he gets off the point to do so. So LGE will be able to cap it with around 3 minutes, if I'm not mistaken.
Pretty good time back, and one of the issues in that last fight was Over dying very early because Over had his shield down, but he moved around his shield to try and get a halt available to him to try and halt someone into the Dragon Strike coming out from Shy. Unfortunately, it doesn't end up working out because he gets blown up immediately. Orisa, while she does have 400 health, there's a lot of damage coming out from the other team. And if you're moving from away from that shield, and if you don't have Fortify, you're going to get blown up pretty easily. And they're over, while he's trying to make that hero play and combo the halt with the Dragon Strike, he ends up getting blown up, and they lose a lot of that point presence with Orisa not being there. So a little bit over aggressive from Over. Haha, that's something that we've always said throughout, said throughout Chinese contenders since we've known him. But yeah. But yeah, I mean, both of these teams seem to have a really good understanding of this composition. We've seen a lot of the Mei walls are very good, denying halt hook. It's something that the Chinese teams, some of them before, like in quarterfinals and in the weeks coming up to 2-2-2 lock-in playoffs, a lot of the teams were not really running the Mei. They were running other things instead. And now it looks like they finally grasped onto the Mei, and it's helping them a lot in not just having the ability for other teams to just completely one-shot them with halt hook combo.
All right, perfect timing as we're getting back in game here. Well, Bilibili 2 minutes and 18 seconds versus the 3 minutes and 7 that Lingon does have. So we're gonna see what Bilibili will do. They gotta have a fairly quick attack here to make up for that time. So we'll see how they approach this.
Shy just gonna try and get some poke damage, see what he can do, if he can get a pick or not. As they're gonna make the
Venom Mines
through the left side. Ooh, Zijin takes a headshot, but he's gonna be healed back up with the take a breather.
Good halt
Nice
coming
wall.
through. No follow up again. Great walls from both of these Meis. The Mei play so far throughout this series has been pretty stellar, if I do say so. And well, Immortality Field's now down for both these teams. Do not have that tool in their bank. Shy and Zijin popping off here. Shy tossing the Sonic Arrow over onto the side, taking the duel, but needs to be careful here of Sven. It's a very dangerous position to be in. He will be healed back up by Mika. Now Bilibili, they've made their way onto the point. LGE wisely backing up here. Don't know if they're going to want to re-engage. J-Mac does swap over to the Hamster. No, he's going back now to swap. So they're going to give up first point to Bilibili. Pretty optimal for them, I would say, because they got it rather quickly. So minute 36, not bad.
Yeah, and Merit here is going to be switching on to that Hanzo, going to offer a little bit more shield break than the Widowmaker, which just offers the hardcore pick potential. So nice swap from Merit here. Also has looked a lot better on the Hanzo than he has on the Widowmaker. Widowmaker hasn't found as much value as Bilibili coming into this next fight. They're going to have the ultimate advantage, so they could have snowballed, but Shy goes down. That's not good.
Big opening. That is a huge opening, especially because now this is going to allow Merit, who just swapped over to Hanzo, to catch up in ultimate charge, because we know Merit's going to be hitting these shots. And you see Shy at 65 and Merit matching it now at 55. So just really impressive from him. Again, new acquisition coming in.
He looks pretty good on the Hanzo that we talked about before, but the thing going into this next fight that we need to look out for is both Blizzards are going to be available to both these teams, but also both Transcendences are going to be on the field as well. So a lot to counter out the freezing damage that's going to be coming out. You can't have that one-shot potential.
Yakumo in. And I want to see Yakumo find value with these Blizzards, and he's not going to find it this time because of that Transcendence. And now the counteracted Blizzard freezes up Zijin and Yakumo, and LGE are so much better at following up on these Blizzards because Kami knows how to use these Blizzards very well to their maximum effect, and you're seeing it there. He wins the fight off of that.
Yeah, Coldest was about 3% away from getting that Transcendence at the right time. He gets it a little bit too late, and by that time, Zijin is already very low. And with 10 seconds left, 8 seconds, Rien, someone needs to get to the point.
Yeah, and we're just seeing the 1v1 here between these two Meis, Yakumo and Kami, and a little bit of freeze tech there to get onto it. Nobody can even touch the point.
Yeah,
So Bilibili, well, 3-2 scoreline right now.
Bilibili looking questionable in a lot of these in a lot of these situations. Like we see Shy dying very early to a random Kami headshot, which can't be happening. You know, you're gonna have to have, especially if you're trying to snowball into second point and you don't have a lot of time, you're gonna need your DPS in those situations, especially a DPS like Shy, who is on the Hanzo, who offers a lot of shield break and who offers a lot of that potential to just get those picks and carry fights. So if you're losing him that early, it's definitely detrimental to your entire snowball because you're already using ultimates too. Like we saw the amplification matrix come out. It doesn't do anything, and they would have liked to have probably had it for the next fight. So BLG, this is the first time that they've really been tested all season, right? They haven't had a game where they've had to, you know, go through the grinder, basically. They've walked through the majority of their group. They walked through BTRG, who didn't, like we said, load into the lobby at all. This is really their first test, and their first test as well against a team who plays 2-2-2, because LGE has played 2-2-2 in the quarterfinals, and they played against T1W, and while that game went to 5 games and BLG kind of walked through BTRG, the fact that BLG had such an easy time against a team that really didn't look like they were comfortable on 2-2-2, and Lingon Esports looked, while they didn't look great, they still looked comfortable on 2-2-2, and I think that's the difference right now. Is it seems like Lingon Esports and Huya just has a little bit of that edge when it comes to these two compositions.
Right. Yeah, definitely gonna hand it over to LGE in terms of this composition. Good angle here from Merit, allows him to shoot onto the shields there. It's very interesting, but Kami, I think, is just out-maying Yakima right now. I think Kami's just finding so much more value in just the freezes and in the blizzards as well. And just the walls, though, have been great from both of these teams, so I will hand that to them.
Looks like they're going to make the rotation here from the left side again of that point. Wall comes out, blocks some damage.
Yep. Just very, very vanilla fight here. Very slow fights. That's really how you have to play bunkers. You just wait for your openings, poke and prod at the armor, find the crack, then take advantage of that. And now LGE rotating up onto this high ground. So they've almost kind of flipped the positioning here, right? Normally Bilibili is where the attackers would be, and LGE is where the defenders would be. But no, they flip around here. Shy, he stays alive some way somehow. And Over, of course, gets the kill right before that. Now Sven dropping. Merit needs to be careful himself, but this fight's pretty much lost here for LGE. Bilibili will hold for the time being with 1:40 left on the clock. Good shot. That's going to delay them even more. Oh my goodness,
another nice Shy is popping off right now on this Hanzo, getting so much done with this damage and with these picks, and they've whittled down Lingon Esports and Huya's time bank to 1:30 seconds. And at this point, this is about 1 or 2 more fights that Lingon Esports is going to be able to have, or else they're going to be going down 2-0.
Yeah. And sometimes, right, I talked about how you have to play bunker slow, but that can come back to bite you, especially in that time, because they had 3 minutes and 7 seconds to start things off, and now they're down to 1 minute. So over half their time was invested into one fight there, and they don't even win it. And now the ultimate advantage falls in favor of Bilibili. Dragon Strike gets tossed in. J-Mac walks right through it and takes a lot of damage, so he gives a little bit of support charge to his, or ultimate charge to his supports here, who do have their ultimates now available, and a good wall will just shut that blizzard down completely and utterly. Molly trying to cover everybody with that. Oh, but the Halto comes through here. J-Mac dies. Bilibili, once again, I really don't see them losing this fight.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be last fight here for Lingon Esports and Huya with 30 seconds left. And this is, Molly's going to get caught in the back. That's another stagger. So now it's definitely last fight. There is nothing else you can do with these death timers that you're going to be having. This is the last fight you're going to have for Lingon Esports and Huya. The best thing about it is that you are going to be able to have this blizzard, and something that Bilibili Gaming does not have. But you're right, Coldest does have the transcendence to negate it. Exactly.
So what can you find here if you're LGE? They've got to find something, anything. They just want to get whatever they can out of this fight. With 8 seconds left on the clock, someone's got to touch here. They're just waiting, milking the timeout as much as they can. Now here comes the engage. Blizzard in, wall out, denying the escapes. 3 members caught into an immortality field. LGE, Coldest. The transcendence was blocked off. It was blocked off by the wall from Kami. So smart. He blocked off that side room that Coldest was in, and Coldest couldn't get out with the transcendence in time to keep his team alive. What an incredible play coming through from Kami.
I can't. Coldest, I mean, and then he ults. That's the worst part, is he ults at the end of the fight when all of his teammates are dead, so they're not going to have it. And Molly is going to have his transcendence available.
30 seconds left.
Very snowballable for the side of Lingon Esports and Huya. They have the ultimate advantage in every single way.
Shy's got to make something work with this Dragon Strike here. If he doesn't, it's lights out for Bilibili. And, well, it's lights out regardless for them. Well, they can only hope for the draw at this point, so we're going to see what they can get. Kami dead right off the bat. Over, finds the kill, and that just might spell disaster for them here in Volskaya. Yakumo trying to find the shots here. So many members low. Look at Kami. Molly comes in with the Transcendence. Now Kami's swapping on over to that Doomfist roll. Sven gets one with it, but Shy refrags right away. Merit looking for something onto the Zenyatta. He does find it with the help of J-Mac here. Nika moving on to the point. Will be killed here by Merit. Such a close fight. Yakumo comes in with the Blizzard. Kami finds it. Are they going to get this? Kami moving in with a kill. Zijin down as well.
They got it.
They got it. Kami, literally a god. Literally a god on May right now.
That wall
This is so impressive from him.
Yeah.
This May play, making it for LGE.Huya.
I mean, we were talking about it going into the fight. The Coldest has this trance. It can negate the Blizzard. And then the Blizzard comes out. Trance is nowhere to be seen because Kami walls him off. Exceptional play from Kami and Lingon Esports and Huya. And they're able to take the map when it looked like they might not even cap the second round.
That was really impressive. Lafon, I think we need you here to break some of this down for us, because that was a wild ride on Volskaya that we just got taken on.
I mean, that's one of the things that we talked about. Kami unshackled, right? Kami actually able to play the game in a way that is super impactful. And it's not like his break was bad either. It should be mentioned. I think his break was fine, and his Zarya was probably the weaker of the play that he had. But, you know, on these DPS heroes, he's looking so good. We're gonna get the quick look at the highlights here, but yeah, no, this has been, you know, Merit. This has been the Merit show in terms of the kill feed, but I think Kami has been setting up so many of
silent,
these. Yeah,
the silent assassin.
And I think this is something, right? I think this is something we haven't talked about a ton, but Kami has had so much practice being sort of that second support DPS player, right? Where he is so used to playing without resources, is so used to having to share the resources with the rest of his team, that now we're seeing what a Kami who's given some space to work with looks like. And I think this bodes really well for LGE, because they, you know, they haven't really had that 1-2 punch before. It's always been, oh, this is our star player and Kami exists. Right now we're seeing two players who are both good. Like, I think Merit's really good, but I think, you know, now you've got two players who are playing very well, and that's giving LGE so much more room to work with.
And it's a great look for LGE as well. I mean, so far in this series, they lost on Busan, right? But now coming back in with a vengeance. On Volskaya.
It was a bit of a mistake by Coldest, though. A rare one, to be honest with you.
He needed to not trance, honestly, there. Like, that fight was
not
over.
Fantastic. That trance was not fantastic. But, you know, credit to LGE for taking that opportunity and running with it, because now, you know, we're headed up to the series tied 1-1 at halftime.
Yeah, and I think for the side of LGE.Huya as well, the thing that is impressing me, like we talk about Kami and how he's looking really good on the Mei. Yakumo is looking a little bit shakier on the Mei than Kami is. He's not getting the same amount of value as Kami has been. And Yakumo, the thing about BLG is when they were walking through regular season, they were playing triple DPS. They had someone called Winter in the lineup, and it was mostly just Winter, Yakumo, and Shy playing triple DPS, and there was really no team that could contest them. Now they have to play more standard, more 2-2-2, and you're losing the ability to play triple DPS, which was your bread and butter. So is 2-2-2 at this point kind of a hindrance to BLG? It seems like it.
It seems like it's kind of that issue. And I mean, this is the same thing we saw from Shanghai Dragons in the Overwatch League, right? Where they were at the top of their game in a triple DPS look. And then once they had to hit 2-2-2, they had to choose two of those three. And it's really starting to, you know, hurt them. I think it really hurts Zijin too. Like, you know, Zijin has looked good on the Roadhog, but it's not nearly as, it's not really taking advantage of what Zijin can bring to the table.
There was a reason Zijin wasn't playing during the regular season, because triple DPS was just that strong, and now we're seeing kind of why Zijin was kind of left to the side, even though he's, you know, pretty good. He's a great
off tank.
Yeah, great off tank, probably one of the best in China, but there was a reason that it just wasn't working out for them, and now we're seeing him back in the lineup, but you're giving up basically the composition that got you this far and got you to that 5-0 season.
Exactly. Well, I think that'll wrap things up for us, at least for now. So we're going to throw it on over to the halftime break. Do not go anywhere. I mean, why would you if you've been watching this series? But we'll be back after the break. And we are back from halftime here. The series is all tied up as we move into Hollywood here. Kenobi, this has been a great series so far.
I mean, this is the close game that we were kind of promised with these two teams, right? And based on the first two maps that we've seen from both of these teams, it looks like this is probably going to be going all 5 games, as we're going to be going to Hollywood as our next map. And I'm interested to see what both of these teams are going to be playing. It seems like both of them are preferring more of this Mei Hanzo style. The Reaper seems to have been put back on the shelf for both of these teams, which I like, because I think it definitely favors Shy playing more of this Hanzo than it is playing the Reaper, as it looks like, both of them are going to be playing that ice pick composition.
So the full mirror here, and we're going to see who is the better, I guess, mountain climber if you're using ice picks here. Oh, okay. Merit start things off with a first kill onto Shy there. And no, that's just going to seal the deal for LGE.
Yeah, he curves the bullet through the side of the shield, and it's just going to be Lingon Esports and Huya cleaning up this fight. And We've talked about Merit a little bit throughout the series and Kami as well, but Merit really showing his stuff on the Hanzo. We saw like in quarterfinals, he didn't look nearly as good as he is looking now. A player that is relatively unknown, and he's really, you know, going up against one of the best DPS in the region in Shy, and he's winning most of these fights. There again, hits those shots, and Shy's gonna go down again.
Honestly, that's a misplay from Shy. He should not have been out in the open
Yeah,
like that. That was...
He's trying to make some hero plays that you just really don't need to be making out here. You need to be playing with your team, and that's a little bit, I think, of because when he was playing triple DPS, as Coldest is going to go down, so this is more time wasted. When they were playing triple DPS, Shy could make these very long flanks and kind of play more to himself, but now you need to be playing with your team behind the shield so you can't just get picked like that. And it looks like Bilibili Gaming, they're just struggling against this team coordination from Lingan Esports and Huya.
Yeah. Ultimate's coming online here. Merit, of course, has that Dragon Strike available. See if he wants to use it. Haltook's coming through.
Nice
here.
hook.
Sven dead right off the bat there. That's good for Bilibili. They get their foot in the door now. Lengsa has no Immortality Field as well. Now is the time to push. However, okay. Good Immortality Field because that was
the
very
Blizzard,
dangerous. Oh, with the Blizzard. You don't expect it. Kami jumps in over the top. Transcendence is there from Coldest to counteract the damage, but it's still not enough. Zijin just bursted down. Kami again.
Off the top rope.
What more could you say? Exactly, off the top rope. Decimates him, but Bilibili still fighting this fight. Molly using the Transcendence now. LGE trying to back up here as the Blizzard comes through, and BLG will take it off the back of that.
A little bit of an aggressive Transcendence there from Molly, and really nice presence of mind though from Yakumo to understand the timing of when the Transcendence was going to run out. He throws out the Blizzard, no defensive cooldowns to save anyone, and then once everyone's frozen, easy kills for the side of Bilibili Gaming, and now they finally capped the first point. They're going to be going into second here. And Lingan Esports and Huya, they were looking really good on that defense besides that one misplay from Molly. They were looking like they probably could have full held it.
Kami dead now too. Caught out in the open. A lot of positioning errors.
There's a lot of that.
There's a lot of positioning errors going on here, which is, you know, perhaps a little bit uncharacteristic from both of these teams.
You see Shy trying to take the duel with
there
the
you go.
Is going to be able to get him. Dinks
Nice
an arrow
shot.
right through the head.
Oh, so
get Molly. Oh, he does get Molly, and
ridiculous. Shy
putting on a clinic right now on this.
He is so crazy. Yeah, I'm Bilibili. Look at them. Look at this. Taking a lot of ground now. Moving up. They can guard both entrances here. Shy still holding onto the Dragon Strike. Gonna jump back and use it there. Avoids the halt that he knew was coming. And now the wall gonna
split the team.
He manages to get back into it, but now they gotta worry about JMac. JMac's very low as well. Able to get back with his team in time. That wall goes down. Just the right moment. Again, now so you got to deal with even more whole hog coming through, but Zijin right in the middle of the Dragon Strike. The Immortality Field barely keeping him alive, and Coldest will get the first headshot kill onto Lengsa. And we've talked about Coldest being this kind of Jonak-esque support, and you know he's showing it there, getting that first kill to open things up here for BLG, and they will be able to cap this point just as soon as they get rid of the stragglers here. Merit jumping down. Shy says, "Not this time."
And someone who's been really impressive this entire series actually has been Nika. We saw it on that first map with that Lucio Sumber that saved him that entire round. But here, every time where there is a Dragon Strike or something coming at them, his Immortality Field timing has been very, very good. Always saving his team and then getting the healing after that as well. Also with his window time, with his window usage, has been very good. Using it, comboing it with other ultimates like Dragon Strike, like Whole Hog. So just getting the maximum value out of the damage that you can do with the amplification.
Yeah, the window of pain. And Shy coming on up here to another Dragon Strike. We'll have it. JMac tossed up into the air. Well, what goes up must come down. That's the Sigma voice line, isn't it? But he's not here yet, of course. Transcendence in from Molly. And just not, yeah, really, both teams just using ultimates again, just waiting for that opening. Might have found it here with Kami's Blizzard, but no, Shy shuts it down. However, Molly and Merit, not to be outdone, will refrag onto 2. Bilibili off the back of the time being. Yakumo has a Blizzard of his own. No value found from that Dragon Strike though from Shy.
Yeah, and Yakumo unfortunately wasn't able to use the Blizzard to counteract the Blizzard coming out from Kami, so Lingan Esports and Huya get the better value in terms of that trade. He is going to have it for this next fight. Not the Transcendence might be online. We've known Molly to farm towards these ultimates quick, but he's dead. So now you just hit the go button if you're BLG.
Exactly. This is the time to go. And granted, you know, you're a little bit slower. You got the robotic horse and you got no Lucio, so you're a bit slow on the uptake.
Oh, what a pull.
You're able to get in there. Great pull into the Dragon Strike. However, again, Mika, we've talked about him time and time again now. The Immortality field, so impressively good at denying all of these value from ultimates, especially from the Dragon Strikes now, and Zijin taking down the counter one of Lenta there, and then using the whole hog, trying to deal some damage to Shy does as well. Double kill with it. Triple make it as he gets the Storm Hour afterwards. Quad monster kill from this guy. Seriously. Bilibili will just move in on the back of stellar DPS play coming through from Shy. And again, this guy, we really at this, like, he probably is the best DPS.
I mean, got to give a little bit of assist there to Over, I think, because Over was the one who halted people into that Dragon Strike. We've talked about Over a little bit coming into this playoffs where he, you know, his best heroes are obviously the Reinhardt and the Winston, but his Orisa is like pretty well, actually. He's comboing a lot of his halts with ultimates. You know, we talked about, you know, halt bomb, halt Dragon Strike, things like that.
We've seen a lot of those.
And the other thing that he's also doing is his management of his cooldowns. His shield placement is usually really well placed, unless, you know, there's DPS on his team that kind of move out of the shield and then it's not getting the best value. But besides that, his cooldowns are looking very, very well. And he seems to be playing this Orisa at a pretty high level, and we regarded him as one of the best main tanks in the region. And the other one would probably be JMac, who is also playing a pretty good Orisa. So this tank line battle, while the DPS are playing, or the name of the game, with Shy, with Merit, with Kami, and Yakumo, the tank line is also something that we should be looking out for, and how they're using these halt hook combos, and how, you know, they're getting these key picks.
And on the note of the halt hook combos, honestly, we haven't. We saw a lot more this round, I will say, but in the previous maps, we haven't really seen a lot of them. That just goes to show how well that they're being shut down by the Mei play coming through from Kami and Yakumo. I mean, really, you can't talk about the Meis enough here, how impactful they have been with the blizzards and the walls and the freezes at the opportune moments. So, in a sense, it really comes down to that most of the time, unless Shy just puts on a carry performance like you saw at the end there, getting kill after kill after kill.
And I think with both of these teams, for most of the maps that we're going to be seeing coming in from these like next few that we're going to be having, I think this is probably going to be the composition both teams are going to be sticking more towards. I'm not sure if we'll see some flexing from Sven going onto the D.Va or Zijin going onto the D.Va. I think this is what we're going to probably be standard with, because you need, especially with this composition, you need a Baptiste to deal with these halt hook combos.
Yep. Molly dead to Yakumo. That was an interesting hold. I don't know where that one was aimed for. Apparently right in his face, but Zijin gonna get yoinked into one himself.
Flex hold.
Yeah. BLG just holding tight for now.
Yeah, now we're just going to be waiting for the rest of Lingan Esports and Huya to come back onto this point. There are the halts from both teams. The hook, though, comes in, and JMac goes down instantly from Zijin. And it's just going to be more waiting here for Lingan Esports and Huya. They're going to have to wait a little bit longer, trying to get the hold on someone who's flanking, but not going to be able to hit just.
I mean, this is where Bunker excels, right? It's these halt hooks, taking targets down one at a time and dismantling the comp. But hold this.
No one got him.
That's where the Jonak mentality comes back to bite him, because he goes in there, he wants to take that 1v1 against Merit, and he loses it. And now all of a sudden, LGE have opened Bilibili wide open. Well, that's a bit redundant there, but they've gutted Bilibili at this point, and there's not much they can do except just back up off the point. They don't have their Zenyatta. They lost their Hanzo soon after, so what can you do? Or they lost their
yeah, I mean, they knew as well that Merit was over there. We saw the halt going through, so they knew that someone was flanking, and the fact that they didn't send more people to help get Merit, because just one pick is all that you needed if you were the side of Lingan Esports and Huya, especially if it's one hook onto the healer, that you lose so much healing, and you lose the also ability to Discord Orb. So the fact that Bilibili didn't go after that kill and didn't, you know, use all of their rotations and pincer Merit is kind of a mistake.
Oh, they barely get Sven over that counter wall. It was their own wall, actually, that they halt hooked them over, which I don't think that Lingan was expecting, because, of course, you know, the wall blocks the line of sight of the halt. So Kami wasn't quite ready. So well played from Bilibili. They have a lot of ultimates here to work with. We'll see what they do with it.
Yeah, and, you know, Lingan Esports and Huya, they have a lot of counters as well. Here comes the Dragon Strike, though. No halt available because they can't see it.
Everybody.
The Dragon Strike from the other side as well.
Coldest opens things up. First kill into JMax, then soon after. Tank line utterly dismantled here for LGE.Huya. Not much to do at this point. Yakumo just employing the good old spin to win strategy there, but yeah, Kami is just caught out there. Not a whole lot he can do.
Yeah, he's gonna go down, and Lingon Esports are making this difficult to try and get past this last point. They're always getting halt hooked. There's some picks that are coming in that shouldn't be. Supercharger's gonna come in as Zijin's gonna go on the flank here, gonna try and get a pick. No one really available as Lingon Esports and Huya is gonna kite out this Supercharger.
Yep. Wise choice. No Yakumo dead right off the bat. Should be LGE's fight right here.
They're gonna take this fight. Let's see if Merit can get anything done with, you know, any exit picks. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Supercharger coming in, so that means Bilibili Gaming is gonna have to wait this out, kite back a little bit. Over goes dangerously low, but is gonna be able to survive.
Moves on into the saloon there. Rests up for a moment. Now he's coming back on out. Merit 91 HP here. Again, needs to be a little bit careful, but you know, he's been good at keeping himself alive. He knows when to back up properly. And Shy now taking the 1v1 with him. The duel, fitting, I guess, this is in Hollywood because it's you know, a Western duel.
Yukumo's caught, but is going to be able to live through that immortality field from Mika. So BLG looking pretty healthy, except for Zijin, who is going to be going down. He dies with full. That's definitely something you want to have for this next fight.
Yep. Well, they do use the amplification matrix here, and Holdus just kind of spamming through it for now, trying to find some damage.
Seems like here for the side of Bilibili Gaming, they're just waiting for a halt hook combination to come online. There's one for the side of Lingon Esports. Hurry, it doesn't work out, but there's the Dragon Strike.
Dragon Strike out. J-Mac just avoids it, so no value found from that, which is you know, it is a bit hard to find value from Dragon Strike here. Merit's going to toss in one of his own, looking for some damage. Does find it. Yakumo, though, I'm assuming just crowd freezes up, and now taking a bit of a flight, catches Shy off guard and wins the 1v1 there. So Merit, so far, off to a good start here. Blizzard in. You're going to see Molly use the Transcendence to counteract it, and Yakumo just bottled up and killed from long range by J-Mac. Zijin using the whole hog, trying desperately to get any sort of semblance of ground, any sort of semblance of control, but nothing at all. And it'll just be the Merit shield once again.
Yeah, and the fact that Merit is actually going through these aggressive plays onto Shy is actually something that I wish more teams would have done in the regular season and in the quarterfinals. In the quarterfinals, BTRG just let Shy do whatever the hell he wanted in their backline as Reaper on any character he was, and now Merit is actually taking Shy in the 1v1, winning some of these battles, and he's putting pressure onto Shy, and Shy hasn't really been in a position where he's had to deal with the DPS this caliber. Taking him in the 1v1, so he's losing a few of these, and it's really detrimental to BLG.
Yeah, I mean, just quickly going back to that last fight there, when Merit jumped in, he caught Shy completely off guard. Shy was not ready for that at all. Tried to you know, lunge his way out of danger, but it just was not enough. LGE swapped their composition. They have the self-destruct available to them. What's he going to find? The Supercharger. But they no longer have, of course, the luxury of the halt hook combination. So Bilibili with a slight advantage there, unless he's beaten up. Kami now with a Blizzard. Let's see what he can find with this one. Zijin frozen up. Can they follow up on it? No, they cannot. It's almost the first Kami Blizzard we've seen that hasn't gotten at least one kill as a result of it. And Bilibili respond with the halt hook onto Sven there. Holdus will kill him.
Sven has actually switched. Yeah, Sven has actually switched over to the D.Va here, which offers them a little bit of help with the shield break and also with the one-shot potential coming out from the other side with the halt hook, because you can use that defense matrix to negate some of the damage if someone is able to get hooked, and you can peel a little bit better. And you also have the ability to eat some of these blizzards.
Oh, that's huge. That is massive. Merit getting the first kill onto Over. Transcendence just a little bit late there, as well as the immortality field. Frozen up was Shy. I say it was because they weren't able to follow up a Hunim Grey Peel there. Coldest, though, pays for it by literally walking himself into a corner, and that's just a bad positioning there from him. Then he will end up going down. Molly, meanwhile, bloodthirsty. Double kill for him. Kami, not to be outdone, will get Mika soon after. And again, lights out for Billy. LG will get it. However, looking at the time banks, 50 seconds for them. Bilibili have an entire minute more. So it's really going to come down to this point, a push.
Yeah, so both of these teams, I mean, this game has been close throughout the entire series so far, and there at the end, it just seems that the ultimates and just we saw Merit with that Dragon Strike getting over. You can't really allow that to happen. You've got to have someone keeping him alive, because Arista in these compositions are probably one of the most important parts. It's kind of like Ghost, where the main, if you lose that Orisa, you lose the shield that you have, you lose Fortify, you lose just a lot of space that the enemy team at that point, Lingon Esports and Huya, can just take from you for free and gets basically free real estate. So someone's got to be keeping Over alive in that situation, because after that it just completely snowballs from there, and Lingon Esports and Huya is able to take the point. A little bit less time than Bilibili Gaming had, but going into these next rounds, it's going to be very close. A difference of probably about 1 or 2 attacks, if we're being honest with how much time bank these two teams have.
Yeah. And if it does come down to those 1 or 2 attacks, right, it's how quickly can you cycle through? Because 50 seconds, depending on how quickly you die and how quickly you end the fight, how quickly you engage, you could potentially squeeze 2 fights there when, you know, if you try to play it slow, like we've kind of seen from, you know, LGE so far on this bunker, you will only get that 1 fight. So it just depends on which one you want to go for here. Yeah. And, well,
I think when you talk about playing it slow, I think that's kind of a difference a little bit with both of these teams and how they're playing this. BLG seems to be playing seems to want to play a little bit more fast-paced, right? We're seeing Shy and Nikumo take some flank angles around the shield. They want to get going. They don't just want to sit behind the shield and just poke out. They want to get the frags, whereas LGE seems very content to just sit behind the shield and have Merit and Kami just play safe and play passive. And if the picks are going to be there, they'll take them. But look at Shy. He's away from his team. Like, he's on the flank, and if he gets dinked, there's no one there to help him.
Again, playing a little bit slow here. See, LGE, because they chose to do that, now they won't have enough time. Merit dropped. That is pretty much the end of things here. Yep, kept alive is Coldest. Great peel with the Immortality Field. That's that. That's the fight.
Yeah, and that's probably the round, too. There's no way with 9 seconds they're going to be able to get back onto this point. Someone might be able to touch just at the very depth, but it's not going to matter. It's going to be that, and it looks like Bilibili is going to be able to full hold on this second round, and it's just off the back of just a single halt hook combination, especially if it's on Merit, who is one of your carry players at this point. So Bilibili Gaming, it's up to them now. They have 2 minutes available to them to take this second point. 3 or 4 fights probably, unless you're, you know, wasting a lot of time and playing, you know, if they're going to play this fast style, it's very easy for LGE to get some picks on them that probably are going to hinder them a little bit more time.
One thing I've seen that I think is really interesting is that it's kind of this little, there's a micro game between the Orisa and the Mei, right? And depending on what angle the Orisa shoots the halt at, sometimes it'll sneak over the wall. And that's what we saw there, is it was able to catch Merit because the angle of the halt was just over the wall, and because the wall was so close to where the halt came through, right? Like, it was basically right in front of where Merit was. The hook was free to go completely through it. Whereas if the wall was a little bit more forward, it would have been, you know, I guess closer. It would have been bigger, I guess, you know, because it's closer to the Roadhog, that he probably wouldn't have been able to hit the hook there. So it's just, it comes down to that a lot of the time, and depending on, you know, how quickly the Mei wants to throw that wall up, how fast that calculation is.
Yeah, and again, like, it's kind of a difference in how these two are playing right now, whereas when we see Lingon Esports and Huya, they're always trying to get these halt hook combinations, whereas Bilibili, they seem to be much more happy with just, you know, using halt to displace people. There, they got a really nice halt hook, but it seems like they're more banking on displacement rather than getting halt hooks.
BLG waiting for a brief moment here. Shy, a lot of damage. Halt hook tries to go through, but JMac just goes for a bit of a ride there. What do you call it? Orisa flight, I guess? Orisa super jump?
Yeah, they're playing this pretty slow here, as we see Shy taking a long flank into the back. Over's going to go down. That's going to be some time milked off the clock for the side of BLG. They aren't going to be able to take this push. Shy has to get out of here, actually. If he's going to go down, that's going to be even more time that's going to be taken off the clock, and he really needs to either make something happen from this flank angle, or he has to be able to get out safely.
LGE does know he's there, right? Or Merit does at the very least, but he doesn't want to chase that kill, right? You're in a position where you have to play safe. Both these teams need to play safe. You cannot go for these aggressive plays because you will cost your team as a result of it. Good wall coming through. Immortality Field around the corner, giving BLG a lot of support here. They trade back and forth, but Mika going down.
Oh, Over got 2.
The Amplification Matrix Over coming in here with a double kill, and now JMac gone as well. this is looking great for BLG. They just need to get themselves on the point here. Molly stalling things out, and Merit not done yet. Dragon Strike in as well. No! You're joking, Merit! You're absolutely insane. He single-handedly wins that. 20 seconds left on the clock. That might have just done it. He might have just forced a draw out.
Bilibili's gonna get one last chance. Maybe Mika's actually switched over to the Lucio to try and get a touch, but Merit comes in the clutchest he's ever have at that last fight, and now one more fight to decide if this is gonna go to a draw or if Bilibili's gonna take a 2-1 lead.
There's 5 seconds left on the clock, and the wall comes up. There's the other wall over up in the air.
They don't even get on.
Merit. I'm speechless. I'm speechless, simply.
I mean, that shouldn't... I mean, they should have gotten to that point. Like, there should have been someone who had gotten there. Like, the Transcendence again from Coldest, little bit late. But another good wall from Kami. But, whoo, boy, that did not look like it was going to end up being a draw after those first couple of fights.
That was incredible. Seriously, Merit just... He's cracked. That's all I can say. All right, lafon, we'll bring you in here. Very, very interesting Hollywood we just saw there. Unfortunately, it's a draw, so it doesn't really amount to anything. But...
Yeah. Yep. I think this is actually a really awkward place for Bilibili to be in. I think this is one of those moments where if you're BLG, right, this map is a key turning point, or the next one coming up is a key turning point, because if you don't come out of the gate swinging, you're going to struggle in the remainder of the series. Remember, this is a first to 3, so this map basically didn't get played. But for Bilibili, it's 2 minutes to take 1/3 of the point. They should have won that map. They had the fight where they were up 3. Merit just comes back with a couple of clutch kills with the help of Molly. But yeah, no, this is, Bilibili. The mental aspect of the game cannot be understated here. I think they have to come back to this next match and just forget that Hollywood ever happened, because if their map number, if map number 4 comes through and they let it get away from them, this could be a real problem for them.
Yeah, and I think for the side of Bilibili Gaming, I talked about it a little bit during the cast, is it seems like they just aren't as familiar with this composition. At least going up against someone like LGE.Huya, who seems to be very comfortable in how this composition is played, the slow style. Whereas BLG is coming from a point where they would, Lingon Esports and Huya, all of their players are used to playing a slow style. But even when Hacker was on the team, when you play Samba Goats, you play that very slow.
Yeah, and you're playing around Hacker too, right? Where that's the way they played was even slower than most teams when it comes to Samba, right? Because you're waiting for Hacker to do something. So yeah, you're absolutely correct. And I think Bilibili is getting lost in the sauce, so to speak. That should have been someone. Coldest should have been the one to touch the point there. You have Transcendence. You got to force the overtime. And they just don't. And it's a miscommunication there from Bilibili, and it could end up costing them greatly.
Yeah. Well, we will have to see. Because, by all accounts, that should not have been a draw. That should have definitively been Bilibili after such an incredible start. But Merit just... I words can't describe how incredible that play was. Yeah, that's hey, that's pretty good.
Molly deserves credit too, because Molly has a couple
of discords and
a couple of pretty, well, not even just the discords. He has a really good frag at the start of the fight, and then he gets Transcendence off of it. Transcendence is able to keep Merit alive, and then he's able to get the kills with the Dragon Strike. So Molly deserves a lot of credit as well for that last fight, because I think if Molly doesn't have those moments, if Molly doesn't have Trance, I don't think they win that fight at all. I think it's BLG taking this to a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, huge props to both Molly and Merit there for clutching that up. But and again, because this is third map that gets tied, usually you see the second map tie on Assault there, we are guaranteed going to that map 5. So
actually, if you see how the last fights played out of the last 2 maps, I'm actually really surprised that it's Hollywood that got the draw, right? Not not Volskaya, because that one was infinitely more drawable. Man, Shy is so good.
Yeah, Shy is really good, but it just doesn't seem like it's enough at this point, right? Like Shy can be as good as you want. Like he's he's the best Chinese DPS probably in this region.
Like also, what is Over doing there? Oh my.
Yeah, Over Over. We've talked about his Orisa being a little bit better, but that you just probably shouldn't walk into a Dragon Strike coming out from Merit. Still a lot of, especially because you don't have healers, which is the biggest thing at that point. Both of your healers were dead, thanks to Molly and to Merit. So BLG looking kind of lost on this composition, and they really need to make it happen or bring it back up for this next couple of rounds, or like lafon said, it's going to look very dire for them.
Yes, exactly. Well, gonna throw it on over to break map 4 after this. Well, come back, everybody. It's all tied up right now, 1-1, as we had a draw on Hollywood of all maps there. And now as we move on to Dorado, we are guaranteed. Actually, there is one scenario where there is a draw, but it is extremely unlikely. So I'm not even gonna credit that as an option. There's no chance of a draw here. So one of these teams is gonna come out on top in this match, and who is it going to be? Will it be Bilibili or will it be LGE.Huya? I'll have to wait and see here, Kenobi.
I mean, lafon mentioned it, whereas like this is a very pivotal game for both of these teams because this is the difference. Because if you're going up 2-1, that means on control you only have one map left to win, and we're at a first to 3 right now, not best of 3. So this map won't decide anything, but it'll definitely give the winner a lot of momentum going into that second control map.
Exactly. So we could have a lot of. We are not quite halfway through this series yet. Have a lot more to go.
Kinda. I mean,
I guess.
kinda. This is probably the halfway.
This is the halfway point here. So this is the pivotal moment. And well, LGE gonna start things off strong with that first kill onto Mika.
Mika gonna go down there. The halt hook working out really well. And the thing about hooking a Baptiste like that, it's the best case scenario because you hook Baptiste, there is no immortality field for himself. He's gonna get blown up before he can use it. Whereas if you hook anyone else, there is the chance that immortality field is able to save them.
Kami gets hooked, or halted rather, doesn't even care. Doesn't even react. But Shy a bit of a flank here.
Shy is on the deep flank here.
Deep flank against.
I don't know about this one.
Molly and Merritt. Yeah,
That's a mistake. It's a mistake. That's way too aggressive of a flank there. Again, it's like it's what we've been talking about is Lingon Esports is playing as a unit, whereas Shy is taking these really deep, long flanks by himself. Shy, for all of his credit,
insult to injury.
Shy for being all of his credit is being one of the best DPS in the region. This can't be happening. Like you can't be taking these long flanks because it's hindering your team all the way. And he's actually gonna be switching over to the Widowmaker to try and match with Merit. So Widowmaker coming online, but Bilibili Gaming have kind of been stuffed at the starting point for 2 minutes, and a lot of time being taken off the clock here.
And Shy's got to be frustrated here. Ooh, Zijin needs to stay alive here. Immortality field. Shy has to be frustrated because he dies after going on the flank, and then he dies instantly as Merit shoots him walking out of spawn. So Shy,
it's a tilt.
Yeah, exactly. It's a tilt play for sure, and you know it's the mind game. Sometimes you do have to make those plays. Zijin's gonna pay for that halt hook because Ben just uses the whole hog, and well, Bilibili can't quite find anything yet with 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock too. This is just
I mean,
Bilibili's
this is just really Lingon Esports and Huya kind of just putting Bilibili Gaming in the grave right now.
Shy.
I mean, another hog hook. Like, this just looks like Lingon Esports is totally comfortable playing this composition, and Bilibili Gaming are lost completely in how they're going to be dealing with this. They don't know. They're not having like the greatest setup with their halt hook combinations. Lingon Esports is doing it a lot better. Merit is winning the 1v1 against Shy already. He's about to match him already in terms of ultimate charge, and Shy switched not too long ago, or pretty long ago. So 57 seconds left. This is the last fight here for Lingon Esports here. They get maybe 1 or 2. Nice wall to block that hook from getting another kill.
But look at Kami. Look at Kami here, just hiding on the side, waiting for his opportunity to toss in the blizzard, and now he does so. Bilibili counteracted with one of their own. So scoreline about even here. Bilibili do manage to sneak up 2 kills and 3. So they will get the cart moving now, but 30 seconds left on the clock. It could have been better. It could have been a lot better.
Yeah, I had a lot of moments where they had to wait because Merit was getting the better of Shy in a lot of those situations. They're going to take this point without any contestation. It looks like here they're finally Bilibili Gaming is going to get off the ground because they've been struggling really throughout this entire series so far. Hook not going to be landing as JMac uses that fortify very well.
And the thing is, look at Merit is still ahead of Shy in ultimate charge, and Shy
won
the last fight. And he won the last fight as well. Shy better find something with this, because if he doesn't, Kami knows he's there, and he's just gonna shut him off with the wall.
This isn't like.
And now Merit's
Merit's coming
This
in on
isn't
the
getting any
side.
value. This is getting no value whatsoever. They aren't even looking at him. That's the thing, is that they're just okay. Shy is going to take this really long flank into the back line. He's not going to hit any headshots. We're just going to be able to take him down. Look at this. He's going to go down immediately.
At the very least, he drew resources away from the front line and allowed Over to kill J-Mac there. But again, Shy just making misplays here, making misplays.
It's just these long flanks, they have to work. There's so much pressure on the fact that you're like, if he's able to kill the Mei in that situation, then it works. But it's very all or nothing. You need to be hitting those shots, and you need to be getting those picks, or it's going to be detrimental to your entire team.
Yeah. And you know, we've talked him up. He is the best DPS, the best Chinese DPS here, and he is that type of player. But yeah, in contenders, of course. But you can't let that go to your head and you think that you can take these crazy long flanks, because it'll come back and bite you here. But you know, credit where credit's due. He's found value before, and we'll see what he can do here. You're gonna see the Transcendence counteract that Blizzard, but gets hooked out of it. Now Kami with a Blizzard of his own. Over stuck in it for the time being. Shy looking for shots here on the side. Can't really find anything. Not really an opening that he has given himself quite yet. Jumps up top. Zijin kills Sven on the front line here. Looking good for Bilibili so far. Taking this 1v1 with Merit, or kind of a 2v1 rather, as you got Molly shooting onto him as well. But meanwhile, in the front line, Bilibili just win the ground war there off of the amplification matrix, and you combine it with the supercharger. A lot of damage, and well, Zijin's just gonna have a field day.
Yeah, now they're going to have 2 minutes to try and get through this last point here. Not sure if we're going to see Shy maybe switch over to something else. The Hanzo in these more enclosed areas could work as well. But we're going to be seeing Merit actually going to be staying on the Widowmaker. So we're going to check we're going to have the Widow 1v1 in this last enclosed room. And Shy is going to be able to get Molly. Nice halt combination with that sniper going through.
Exactly. Sometimes you don't need to go for the halt hook. You just go for the halt headshot, halt body shot, right? That's why...
halt kill.
Exactly, halt kill, I guess you could call it. And a good wall there. Kami, now Shy again popping up looking for shots here. Has the infra sights available to him. Just waiting really for his grapple to come off cooldown so he can pop up and look for a shot. Merit though, look how well Merit's positioning himself. He knows Shy is over there on the right, so he moves over to the left. No real shot that Shy can find without rotating on over and opening himself up to Merit himself. So he evens out that.
Ooh, good pick.
At a cost, because Kami and Sven now die, and Merit has just been trying to avoid Shy for the time being. Does move in and kill Yakumo. Zijin goes down as well soon after. Now Shy and Merit just taking the 1v1, but J-Mac wins that frontline war, and well, that's going to be that for this fight.
Yeah, J-Mac with the help of the amplification matrix from Lengsa actually pumps out so much damage that I think it caught Bilibili gaming off guard a little bit, and now 46 seconds, Rien. That's all they're going to have left. This is probably the last fight that Bilibili Gaming is going to be having. Shy finally going to be switching over to that Hanzo, offering a little bit more shield break because the Widow just wasn't getting... It got a couple of picks, but not the value that I think a Hanzo would in this type of situation. So Bilibili Gaming, coming into this last fight, they have the Transcendence available for Kami's Blizzard that he is going to be getting in this next fight.
And Bilibili can play a little bit more aggro here. They can play a little bit more fast, which I think is what they want, because they don't have to play around now this halt hook. Because of course Sven swapping on over to this. Shy needs to be careful, cannot go down. Merit finds a headshot. They refrag onto J-Max. It's a 5v5 situation, but this still favors the defense because of the spawns. But Zijin hooks Kami there. This is looking good for them so far. Blizzard comes through. Sven frags out onto him, but there's nobody on the card for the time being. Hook comes through. Ball swap from J-Mac here. Lengsa refrags onto Mika. It's not enough indeed. It's going to be LGE full holding, or not full holding here, but at least holding on third point, which is important. Because now, a situation where there will be...
Over's trying so hard.
Unless BLG can do something. Over trying to put the team on his back, trying to do something. Shy moves onto the point. Contested for just a brief moment, but it is not enough. So Bilibili, they don't get the full cap. And that is important.
Yeah, that's
no more
really big that they weren't able to get all three. That's huge because now they're not going to... Now the win condition is set for LGE.Huya. You basically just need to full cap all 3 points, and then you're going to be able to take a 2-1 series lead.
Exactly. Lafon, let's bring you in here.
Yeah. I mean, let's take a moment. Right. Let's take a moment to talk about why Bilibili find themselves in this position at this time. And, you know, oftentimes when we talk about this analyst segment, we talk about, you know, oh, statistically, here's a play that happened that kind of tilted in favor of one team or the other. But I think here we got to talk about the mental aspect of the game, and I mentioned it a little bit at the end of the last map. But you know, I would like to go into it a little into depth of it just a little bit more here. And it comes down to the fact that, you know, if under a high pressure situation, how do you react? How do you perform? And for Bilibili, unfortunately, that's not coming through right now. They're in a really awkward place where they're just making, you know, trying to make hero plays, but that's not how you win games. You don't win games by hero plays. You win games as a team. And I think for BLG, this is definitely a situation where they're kind of beating themselves by just trying to go for like the extreme play when the easier, simpler play would be to just, you know, say it's a 6-man unit and go for that. And no more is that more evident than in Shy's like long flanks. He's really trying to go for that hero play, and it's costing him.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, countless times we saw in that first push, Shy is just as a Hanzo by himself, just in the backline, past behind the gate, someplace you really don't want to be, especially if LGE.Huya is, you know, the team on the other side, and they're very good at collapsing and punishing Shy. And one of the things that Shy has been able to do all this season is do all of this stuff unpunished, right? He's been able to get into the back against BTRG. BTRG never touched him whenever he went into the backline and took those long flanks. Now, this team of Lingan Esports and Huya, they've read the fact that Shy is going to be making these plays, and they've done a really good job of punishing Shy in these moments for playing these aggressive, kind of greedy-esque flanks, and he's playing for himself a little bit when he needs to be playing more with the team.
Oh, that hook was absolutely dirty. Yakumo barely staying alive. Will he escape the immortality field? No, he won't. Sven still finds him through that. That hook just through the slight crack in the wall. And LGE, they're going to use that to their advantage and just absolutely wipe the floor. Lengsa.
I'm very worried for DLG here, Rien.
I am.
Very worried. This is like, let's not forget that this is we've touted this team as the best team in China, right? And they are looking they're getting rolled on this map basically. But 5 minutes and 30 seconds, they won off of one fight. Now that they're rolling into second point. Lingan Esports and Huya is gonna have the ultimate advantage as well. This is looking very dire for the side of Bilibili Gaming. Something needs to change right now if they want to have a shot at taking this map.
I mean, I don't know what it is. I mean, at some point, really, you got to think it could be that mental game, and could just be the pressure getting to BLG here. They've been in the same situation before, and they lost last time against LGE, right? That's why this is the grudge match against them. They want to win this so badly.
Oh,
that pressure
Shy's got caught.
might be getting to them. Shy needs to either get out or win this fight, and he's going to be able to get that Harmony Orb. And Merit knows. Merit knows he's not going to win that fight, so he's just going to back up.
Merit is playing this really smart. He's looking for the flanks, looking where Shy is going to be, kind of as a read on wherever he is at any moment. Look, he finds him again, putting so much pressure on Shy.
Dragon Strike.
Shy is just trying his best to get away, but Merit is just like a mosquito. He's not letting him leave his sights.
Oh, the harassment. Shy wins the duel, but not the war. J-Mac will kill him soon after. It's a 5v5, no Hanzos on either side. Ultimates available for both teams, coming in a toss in that Blizzard. Transcendence must be used here by Coldest. Yakumo doesn't have the Blizzard quite online yet, but it'd be a very impactful ultimate. There it comes on through. Sven frozen up. Here's the time for kills, but you can't find anything. And then Merit comes in from the side with a Dragon Strike out of nowhere. Yishin frags onto Sven here, and then Maldi soon after. So LGE.Huya need to back out here, but still, they're putting Bilibili in very, very precarious positions.
Yeah, and they still had, that was basically like the first fight win kind of that Bilibili Gaming has had this entire push from the side of Lingan Esports and Huya, because there haven't been that many just regular team fights, and there Bilibili Gaming is able to come out on top because of some nice play from Yakumo, really good Blizzard, and waiting out the Transcendence a little bit so that he could get the most value out of his own. But Lingan Esports have 3.5 minutes to just win one fight. If they win this one fight, they're going to get the second cap, and then you're moving into point C with about a 5-minute time bank. So this is really good for the side of Lingan Esports and Huya that you've taken it this far with this much time left.
Full hog coming through, looking to go through the amplification matrix, of course. Nice dodge by Lingan, and just move on into the courthouse there. Then on BLG in a bit of a bad position here. They're playing on the back foot for sure right now. They have no ultimates available. Lengsa does have this one amplification matrix. We've seen the value it has gotten before. But Zijin with a good halt hook will end up killing Lengsa there. And now, no immortality field. So these kills will not be hindered by that whatsoever. However, Merit? Okay. Shy shuts him down, but if Merit did that again, he
I'd lose my mind.
Yeah, that would have been insane. And Lingon Esports is still taking this fight
They're
here.
still fighting.
It's very scrappy at the moment. Kami's going to get Blizzard very soon, and there comes the
Dragon Strike.
Bongos. Dragon Strike not going to get any value. It separates them from the card.
Okay, halt. Okay,
Molly's
Molly
gonna
out
go
of
down.
position. Kami refrags into Yakima, but again, the spawns do favor the defense here. They're going to toss
Blizzard.
out the Blizzard, and kind of in the corner there, try and prevent Over from escaping, but Coldest can't get there in time. He can't heal him up. Sven will end up killing him. LGE is going to win this fight. I
got the
don't
point,
believe
they got the
that's
point.
ludicrous. Ludicrous.
I mean, that Blizzard from Kami was actually really good. He threw it to the
Again.
side a little bit, but made sure that
Kami.
Over wasn't going to be able to go anywhere. And then once you lose that Orisa, the side of Lingon Esports and Huya just get all the point presence because their Orisa is back with JMac. And now 3 minutes to just full cap this last point here for the side of Bilibili Gaming. Luckily, they are going to be having this Blizzard, so they have something to... They have some respite going into this next fight where they're going to be able to use this to try and stop the bleeding.
Merit, though, moving in, trying to flank, dealing damage. This is such a bad position to be in if you're Bilibili right now. I mean, Kami's play has
Down.
just been absolutely stellar. Self-destructing.
Oh,
No way.
Sven!
Yakima and Over caught out in the open like that. Yakima as the crowd free should not have died to that self-destruct. Zijin trying to make things up with a whole hog, but it's not enough. He managed to get one. Bilibili might be able to hold on here, but Merit's still alive. Sven just shied down, but not before Merit drops. Over forced to swap over onto the hamster here, and LGE, they've put Bilibili in dire straits right now. Over can't escape. Kami freezes him up. LGE.Huya, they're doing it. They're doing it. Now another Blizzard here available for Kami. Blizzard comes through, will not find anything. Kami shutting it down with the wall. There you go. Zijin shoots out through it. Shy's Dragon Strike eaten up by Sven. The plays we're seeing here, Kenobi, are absolutely incredible for both of these teams. But again, LGE still managing to fight things here, but that's going to be it. That's going to wrap things up. Again, though, BLG are being put time and time again in these situations where they have to play impeccably to come back from it. And they do it this time, but still, there has been many times where they have not. And LGE has been taking advantage of that.
And luckily enough for the side of LG, or for BLG rather, they are going to have the advantage when it comes to the respawns. So even if these fights are a bit scrappy, they're going to have the advantage when it comes to that side of the coin.
Dragon Strike up top here. Halt, almost killing Mika there. Was very dangerous. Has the immortality field, of course, but burning that resource at the start of the fight is not optimal. Here as you see the counter Dragon Strike come through. The Halt tries to get some members, just a little bit too late there. Kami, another Blizzard available for this. I don't believe how fast he's building these up. It is incredible.
Oh, there it is.
Toss it in here. No, he didn't use it last fight, so this is his from last fight because he died. So they're going to be able to get 3 kills off the back of it. Kami, the value he's getting is just cannot be understated whatsoever here. And off the back of that, they're going to do it here. I mean, LGE.Huya, ultimately, there's only 2 actions you can do, and you can either progress your own strategy or respond to a strategy here. And 100% LGE are just progressing their strategy right now. And Bilibili has just been reacting time and time again. They've been on the back foot. They can't find anything. They're completely and utterly lost here. It's all LGE's game right now, and they are showing it for sure. Really impressive stuff as they have now taken the lead in this series 2-1.
And not only that, but this was rather convincing for the side of LGE.Huya, I would say. They just look so much more comfortable in this composition than, at this point, I would say anyone in Chinese contenders does. I don't think I've seen a team, at least between the 4 that we have in this Final 4. Team CC didn't look this good on it. No. BLG certainly doesn't look this good on it. LGD certainly didn't look this good on this composition. This Mei Hanzo from LGE.Huya, and with the, with the Baptiste and the Zen, with the Orisa and the Hog or the Orisa Diva, they look like the team that is the best at this composition.
I mean, again, before we bring in lafon here, I just got to hand it to Kami for just putting on one of the most impressive Mei performances I've seen. So, lafon, come on in here. Let's talk about the scoreline here, as you talked about, of course, the turning point, and now LGE have the advantage.
They have the advantage, and despite with how close control was in the first go around, and I think Merit was underperforming. Merit and Kami were both underperforming in that matchup. I genuinely think you have to favor LGE heading into this map 5.
I think you do here, and that's dangerous, right? Because it's first to 3.
First to 3 indeed. Yeah.
Match point right now, so
Match point indeed.
And you can't draw on control either. So
Nope.
You have to have an outright win here if you're Bilibili, because there's no stay of execution. You need to win 2 more maps, and you know, Bilibili seems to have lost some of their luster. You know, the Bilibili we saw on map number 1, it has been gone for the last 3 maps or so, and they need to bring something back. And I was really worried about BLG, because I think I said this, and I'll repeat it again. I think mentally they're out of it in this last map, and that does not bode well for map number 5 for me.
I mean, this is really bad for BLG. Like this is like BLG. If you're thinking about this is not again, right?
Yeah.
We're again at a point. We're in the semis. We're one of the better teams in China. We're down 2-1 again from last season, last semifinal, where they also were down 2-1. Like this, they lost 3-1 in that series. Like this could very easily be another 3-1 loss for them. And then you have to start questioning, like, why are we back in this situation again?
Yeah.
Is it the 2-2-2 difference? Is it just that they just is LG now their kryptonite? Which if LG goes on to win the series, that's you kind of have to make that argument at this point.
And I mean, you also have to, you hate to bring this up about players, but is there a certain element of, the pressure is getting to them and they're unable to just, grind it out? It's a real question you have to ask. And Bilibili, you have 1 more map to answer it. And that answer better be favorable.
It better be. And we'll see that map after this break. We are back in what could be our last map here on Nepal. LGE.Huya won Dorado. So they're up 2-1 in this series. Oh boy. Well, I mean, BLG just looked lost. So
this is not what we expected at all.
Yeah,
from
not at all.
I mean, we thought coming in, like BLG was the best team in China. The way that they played through the regular season, the way that they played the quarterfinal too. I mean, they were going up against BTRG, but still they looked like decent. Now they're going up against a team that they're going up against a team that seems to have mastered, at least in terms of the play style of this May Hanzo composition. So for BLG, it looks like they're going to be bringing out the May Reaper this time. It's the thing they had the most success on, I would say, throughout the series. So hopefully Shy and Yakumo can get something done, whereas Lingan Esports and Huya, they're just going to stick to what they know.
Good halt.
The May Hanzo. See if Mary can get some of those picks with Kami helping out on the May.
Yeah. I mean, Bilibili's looked lost on the ice pick composition, the May Hanzo, of course. So we're going to see, I mean, Nepal, hey, perfect place to find yourself right here with good old Zenyatta. Give you some life tips, some life lessons. Well, first cap goes to BLG here. Kami very low, nice work from Shy. This is what we need to see from BLG right here. This is I think the composition they perhaps should have been playing, is just this close range brawling. I mean, granted, it's a lot better on control because you have to play around the point itself, but you still have options. Okay, Shy. Okay, Shy.
That was a misplay.
That was indeed a misplay. They're gonna be LGE. They're gonna come back from this. Actually, they're gonna win this fight because of that. They're gonna get walled off unless they kill JMac right here.
JMac's gonna live. No, JMac's gonna be fine. So those 2 plays from
now.
The Blizzard's gonna come out. It's gonna get some sort of value here. The thing is,
the beat, the wall,
off.
Kami. I don't believe it. Kami again. They're gonna win. The LGE wins this.
Yeah, they win.
LGE wins this. They should not have won this.
This is a cavalcade of errors coming out from Bilibili game. I mean, to be fair, Kami walled off that barrier, which was absolutely sick coming out from him. But Coldest doesn't need to Coldest doesn't need to coalescence there. Shy does not need to teleport up there and try and take the 1v1 against Merit. Reaper's very good in those close quarter situations, but teleport still has a time to move. And if you're just a standing target like that against a Hanzo, it's very difficult to not be an easy target.
Okay, BLG get the DMAC there to start things off. Sven just bottled up and killed right off the bat. Perfect. Isolation targets, that's what you need. Now, they're wide open here. They're going to open it up with the Coalescence, which is shut down once again by another one of Kami's walls. If they lose this fight again, they're going to lose this fight again, LGE.
It's looking really dire for BLG.
Kami is playing
he's playing really good on the May, but again, it's just some questionable decisions for the side of Bilibili Gaming that's costing them a lot. Coalescence again from Cole just gets absolutely no value where he's trying to curve the bullet and get through that one little crack that was in the May wall, but you can just shoot through it and then burst it down that way. You don't need to be finding these little hidden moments. Just burst down the damage from the wall and then do it that way.
At the very least, a smart play there. They use the wall on the side to block off the May because they know she's there. They trade back and forth though. Molly's life for overs and Supercharger in now from J-Mac. We're going to see which team comes out on top here. Both those characters have no movement abilities, so they're both going to get back to point at about the same time here. Shy with the Death Blossom available. See what he can find with it. Bilibili, at least they bullied their way onto the point. I expect when this wall is going to go down, Shy to use his Death Blossom, but he needs to stay alive to get the opportunity to do that in the first place. Molly has returned to the fight now as well as Over. And Shy, there you go. First kill. J-Mac dead. The tank buster, of course, Reaper living up to his name. Immortality field down. You don't even need the Death Blossom here, so you better not use it, Shy. Well done.
Yep.
Okay, Coldest finally finds value with that Coalescence. Bilibili put themselves in at least a decent position, 64 to 99.
Yeah, and at this time, this is finally a time once in this matchup where Yakumo's gotten the better of Kami in terms of value with his wall. It's a really nice wall to section off someone who is with the rest of the team from the side of Lingon Esports. They're able to get that kill and then snowball from there. Now we're at a point where this is basically last fight territory for both teams, 80% when counting for the side of Bilibili Gaming. If they win this next fight, they probably are going to be able to take this round.
LGE's playing this so slow, too. You saw it right there. They were waiting so long to group up, and J-Max out of position.
Nice
Here he goes down right off the bat. That'll be huge. But no, he manages to stay alive. Amplification Matrix in, Transcendence out. BLG just needs to back up. ZJ! Bomb! Molly. Sven down as well soon after. And again, onto the point is Bilibili. It's 99% now. J-Mac bottled up. Will be finished off. Shy still has the Death Blossom. He just hasn't really found an opportunity to use it here, but now 2 members left. Come on, Shy. There you go. There's the Death Blossom. Just a cherry on top of that fight. Bilibili starting off with 100 to 99, so they will take the early lead here on Nepal. Dangerous, dangerous times here, Kenobi.
Yeah, they stay alive, and they're able to get to basically their life-saving point, right? They just need to win one of these next two maps, which is good for them, and they're looking a lot better on the May Reaper composition than they were in everything else. Merit still is an issue, I think, for Shy, where Merit is winning some of these 1v1s, but Shy really doesn't have to take the 1v1 against Merit anymore. He can just go and burst down the tanks, play more of that brawly style. Coldest still some issues with this Coalescence, but overall, Bilibili looks a lot better now than they have been in the past couple of maps.
Yes.
I don't expect this Symmetra to stay.
Maybe a bit of a...
No, they're just TPing. Yeah, okay.
Really interesting.
Getting back to Hamzah.
Yep. So they, I wonder if that actually helps them roll out any.
Yeah, I wonder if you get to point faster. It
Hey,
doesn't look like you do.
They lost ground.
They lost some positioning on the point there, but there's the
Oh,
halt
yeah,
hook. Yakumo goes down instantly. It doesn't matter if you lose positioning when you get a nice halt hook and Yakumo gets blown up immediately.
Okay.
But it's traded back.
There you go, and with one of the star DPS players down, Bilibili will have a bit of an easier time here. However, LGE will get the first cap. Bilibili can see that to them. They kind of flank around on the side here. The halt actually messes up Sven. He would have gotten that hook off if they didn't get halted, but, you know.
It's going to be very hard. It's going to be very hard right here for the side of Lingon Esports to get rid of the point presence that they have now, because they have the Roadhog available to them, which can get a halt hook. Here's the Coalescence. Not going to get as much value just yet, but kills are being traded all over the place.
Exactly. If Shy didn't go down there, that Death Blossom could have been the difference maker in this fight. And Sven actually, you know, a bit shut down by his own wall, but it goes down and he does manage to kill Mika and Yakumo. So, Bilibili, they're chilling right now. Or no, they're not. They're chilling in spawn, rather. LGE are chilling on the point, which is where you want to be.
Yeah, and with Kami, that was actually another really good wall from him. He puts it on the corner and sections off 2 of the people from Bilibili Gaming. So and it was the healers, actually. So one of the healers, Mika, was in there. Coldest wasn't able to get the healing through the wall, so everyone who was in that corner basically died to Sven's whole hog at that point.
And now Dragon Strike online and available here for Merit. Bilibili need to find an opening here onto the point. And, well, it's hard. Okay,
nice
the halt was canceled by the wall. It was a good wall. Indeed, Dragon Strike now comes on through. Shy needs to stay alive, needs that Death Blossom, because this Death Blossom will be the difference maker. But Yakumo halt or just hooked. Honestly, just dead. Shied next.
Sven
Not
is
looking
really
good here.
impressive. Sven and
Sven
JMac
is
have
really
actually been very impressive this match going with their halt hook combinations. They seem to be very in tune with each other. Every time there's a halt, there usually is a hook to
It's the mind meld.
to meet it. And at that point, if you are going to be hitting those halt hooks, the thing you're doing, if you aren't getting the kill, you're at least forcing out cooldowns. You're forcing out wall. You're forcing out immortality field when they were on the Baptiste. So the tank line here for Lingon Esports and Huya is dominating a lot of Over and Ziegen. Like, there it is again.
Blizzard out from Kami here. So many members caught. 98%. Can anyone even touch the point here?
No, they can't.
Nobody can touch. That's
This is...
that's a perfect microcosm of just the series so far. It's just Kami shutting everybody down, and then just the rest of his team following up so well.
It was, again, you saw Halt Hook. Halt Hook was the thing that won them that fight right there because they halt in Shy. Shy is the person at that point who has to touch the payload. But yeah, he gets hooked. He has to use Wraith Form to get out to go back to his team. And then he's not able to get onto the point, and he goes back to his team, but his team is in a blizzard, so they all end up going down. Again, Lingon Esports and Huya, this tank line from JMac and Sven are absolutely putting on a clinic right now on how to run Orisa Hog, and it seems like Bilibili Gaming just isn't able to match it in the same way.
No. Okay, well, it's gonna come down to this. Do Bilibili fall once more to LGE in the 3-1?
TP again.
Or will Bilibili at least stay the execution, force a map 6, and then we'll see where we go from there. But so far... Okay, Shy, there you go. Opening it up strong. That's what we like to see.
Nice pick already, so that means that Bilibili Gaming is going to be able to take control of this point
Shy, be
here.
careful.
He's taking another long flank. He can't get halt hooked in this position
Okay.
here. Dodges the hook barely, so he gets to live another day and take this flank and try and get another pick.
Yep. Sven now committing onto Over there, but no, Over wins that Orisa 1v1. Sven now hooked into the team. However, Immortality Field still online. Shy will shoot it out here. Drops over onto the side. Looks for better positioning. LGE bottled up in the side room there. No choice for them but to die at this point.
Yep. And it looks like, I mean, that was a nice Immortality Field there. Unfortunately, just didn't end up working out. And Bilibili Gaming take full control of the point. They take full control of the sightlines as well, which is pretty big for them.
Huge.
Shy. And Meritech, okay, so Lingon Esports is going to do the smart thing here. They're going to be switching over to their own double snipers. So they're going to have someone to match each of them. Merit can match Shy, and Yakumo is going to be matched by Kami. So they also have the same amount of shield breaking on both of these teams.
Yeah. Shy looking for the shot here. He does have the advantage of the infra sights. Looking for the Baptiste, looking for anything really at this point. He's hitting these dinks. They're not confirming kills, but at the very least, they're dealing a lot of damage. Now 1v1 between Kami and Shy. Shy wins it for the time being. However, Sven here going on a flank, looking for the Widowmaker of Shy, but he does, of course, have that hook comes through. Would have been dirty. Molly, though, will just finish him off cleanly there. So, LGE will take it back in a brief moment here as soon as they get rid of the last of these two. Okay, Whole Hog, don't know about that one.
I mean, you're just confirming the kill. Whole Hog isn't really an ultimate that's like a game-winning ultimate, so it's not terrible that you're using it in this situation. The terrible thing here is that Bilibili Gaming are taking a long time to die. Like, you don't really need to be taking that fight. Just die somewhere on point probably would have been a better situation where you could have at least taken a little bit more % off the clock. But now it's Lingon Esports and Huya who have full control of the point now. Coming into these next couple of fights, it's going to be very difficult for the side of Bilibili Gaming to come back in because of the positioning that Lingon Esports and Heurix is going to have an advantage. And Sven going on this flank here, but they know.
Ziegen knows, yes. But Cold still drops as a result of Molly's efforts. Ziegen, though, instantly
That is
a kill. No, he dumps the Hog. That's that is a very
nice. What a halt!
Whoa, the Hog Dragon strike. Shy though, trying to make up for it with the instant kill here, and we're to see what he can do. Merit taking this long range sniper 1v1. Shy. Okay, rare footage of Shy actually angry here. Might be able to take this one back for the rest of BLG. He gets hooked up. Okay, hook 1.0 or something. I don't know what that was. It was very interesting. Sun will finish him off soon after, but Bilibili will not be able to come back into this. It's just counting out for LGE. This is Bilibili.
I mean, yeah, Shy gets the picks that they need, but he stays over there knowing that there is a Roadhog coming back, and you need to get out of there, my man. You don't need to be in that position. You're in the enemy team's positioning at that point right there. And infrasights are available, and this is very dangerous for BLG. This is last fight for them, Rien.
This is last fight territory. LGE might do it twice. They might beat Bilibili twice
now in this with the same exact scoreline in almost the same exact manner here. This is just history repeating itself that we're watching here. Bilibili have to break the curse, and we're going to see if they can do it here in this last fight.
Low.
But Shy is so low right off the bat, and Heurix just finishes them off. 96% on the point, and Sven finishes coldest. It's lights out!
That's it!
Heurix, they've ended it, LGE, once again. They beat Bilibili 3-1 with a draw. Same exact manner.
I mean,
at this point,
like you said, it's
Bilibili.
history repeating itself.
Are they cursed?
Maybe against LGE they are actually cursed, because this is a game 5 scenario, ends 3-1. There's a draw that happens on this map, and BLG ends up losing at a point where they seem like they could be the best team in China. They aren't going to be going to Gauntlet. Their season ends kind of disastrously at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, anything besides a win and going to Gauntlet was a disaster for BLG, and they don't win this, and they end up falling out in the semifinals.
Exactly.
And our grand finals is probably the one that everyone least expected. Team CC versus LGE.Huya. Who'd have thunk it?
Yep.